Mark Ruffalo is best known for his role as the Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but his career is much more than just the Green Giant. He has built a reputation for playing complex, layered characters in both independent films and major blockbusters. However, despite his immense talent, Mark has often been overshadowed by the larger-than-life roles in which he's cast. His path to stardom hasn't been easy, filled with struggles both personal and professional. Behind the scenes, Mark has fought for recognition, yet he remains one of Hollywood's most underappreciated actors. Before landing major roles in Hollywood, Mark Ruffalo faced personal and professional struggles. He wasn't an overnight success, spending years in relative obscurity. His early career was filled with auditions that led nowhere, and he spent time working in various theater productions. Mark had to work hard to get noticed, but when he did, it wasn't just because of his acting talent. It was also because of the natural depth he brought to every role. Yet, even after he found success in films like You Can Count on Me and The Kids Are All Right, his recognition as a leading actor came slowly. Despite being a gifted actor, Mark faced the struggle of proving himself in a highly competitive industry. While Mark found success in Hollywood, he was often typecast in roles that emphasized his quiet intensity. The problem with being an actor who plays emotionally complex characters is that you often get pigeonholed into those kinds of roles. Mark's vulnerability and introspective nature became his signature, but this also meant he was frequently cast in roles that didn't challenge him. His performance in The Hulk is one of his biggest, but despite the popularity of the role, it didn't expand his range. While he got a chance to play the iconic Marvel character, he still found himself boxed in by the image of the brooding, emotionally charged man. Mark Ruffalo's life hasn't been without hardship. In 2002, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor that forced him to step back from acting. The tumor was successfully removed, but the recovery was long and painful. The experience changed Mark's perspective on life, and he has openly discussed how it deepened his approach to acting. This personal battle gave him a renewed sense of appreciation for life and his career. Yet, despite overcoming such a major health scare, Mark was still forced to fight for recognition in the industry. His personal struggles added another layer to his already complicated relationship with fame. Despite the hurdles he faced in his career, Mark Ruffalo has increasingly been able to take on roles that showcase his true range as an actor. He's become known for his commitment to the craft, often choosing roles in films that resonate with him personally. While he was often cast in supporting roles, Mark has steadily carved out a niche for himself as an actor who brings vulnerability and depth to every performance. His role in Spotlight, for which he received an Academy Award nomination, was a turning point in his career, proving that he could be just as compelling in dramatic roles as he was in the superhero genre. Yet, even with this newfound recognition, Mark's journey to stardom remains marked by his persistent desire to show more of his versatility. Mark's role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe brought him worldwide recognition, but it also brought a unique set of challenges. While his portrayal of the Hulk gave him a massive platform, it also often overshadowed his other projects. Critics and audiences alike found it difficult to see him as anything other than a superhero, which led to a difficult struggle for creative freedom. As a result, Mark's path to becoming a true Hollywood lead actor was delayed. He found himself torn between his blockbuster success and his desire to take on roles that showed his depth beyond the Green Giant. Despite his success in the MCU, Mark has spent years proving that he's more than just a superhero. Mark Ruffalo has proven that he's one of the most talented and resilient actors in Hollywood, but his work is far from finished. His future roles, whether in independent films or larger projects, will continue to show the world what he's capable of. His work ethic and ability to bring complexity to each character will define his legacy, but will Hollywood ever truly recognize him for the actor he is? Mark's future is full of promise, but the road ahead is not without its challenges. The battle for recognition is still ongoing, but with every film, Mark proves that his voice in Hollywood is one worth hearing. Mark Ruffalo is one of Hollywood's most talented yet underappreciated actors. His journey has been filled with struggles, from typecasting to personal health battles. But despite the challenges, Mark has managed to carve out a career that's defined by versatility, depth, and a quiet determination. The question remains, will he ever truly break free from his past roles, or will he forever be seen as the Hulk? Regardless of the answer, Mark Ruffalo's future in Hollywood continues to be one of reinvention and resilience. Dakota Johnson gained international fame with the 50 Shades trilogy, but her journey to stardom has been far from conventional. Despite coming from a family of famous actors, Dakota carved her own path, navigating the complexities of fame while trying to separate herself from her famous lineage. While the 50 Shades franchise brought her attention, it also cast a long shadow, one that she's been struggling to break free from ever since. Behind the scenes, Dakota has worked tirelessly to prove she's more than just Anastasia Steele. Dakota Johnson comes from a long line of Hollywood royalty, with both her mother, Melanie Griffith, and father, Don Johnson, being successful actors. Growing up in such an environment, Dakota had to contend with the weight of expectations from both the industry and her family. Despite her famous parents, Dakota was determined to forge her own path and step out of their shadows. While she had a few early roles, it was 50 Shades of Grey that launched her to stardom. The role of Anastasia Steele defined her career, but also left her struggling to be seen as more than just a product of her family's legacy. Though 50 Shades made Dakota Johnson a household name, it also tied her to a role that many critics and fans considered controversial. The film was heavily criticized for its portrayal of a romantic relationship, and Dakota faced intense scrutiny for her performance. For years, she was asked about the film in every interview, often having to defend her involvement in a project that sparked so much debate. While 50 Shades was a commercial success, Dakota's association with the series limited her opportunities to take on more diverse roles. The stigma of the film followed her for years, forcing her to prove she could take on more than just the role of a submissive lover. As a young actress who rose to fame in a controversial film, Dakota Johnson has often struggled with public perception. She has admitted that her early career was marked by self-doubt and anxiety about how others saw her. Critics often pointed out that her performances outside of 50 Shades were underwhelming, and she was pigeonholed into roles that reflected her 50 Shades image. Dakota has worked hard to shed the typecasting that came with the success of the franchise, but the public's focus on her past role often overshadowed her other work. Her vulnerability and openness about her struggles with public perception have only added to her complexity as an actress. Despite the struggles and controversies surrounding her early roles, Dakota Johnson has evolved into a much more nuanced actress. She has taken on roles in films like A Bigger Splash and Bad Times at the El Royale, showing a broader range of talent than the public initially recognized. Critics have lauded her for her performances, and Dakota has slowly started to build a body of work that shows her versatility. While the road to being seen as a serious actress has been long, she's slowly breaking free from the 50 Shades mold. The journey has been one of both personal and professional growth, and Dakota has worked tirelessly to prove her value beyond her breakout role. The pressure to reinvent herself has been a constant theme in Dakota's career. After 50 Shades, she needed to prove that she was more than just a pretty face in a steamy romance series. With every new role, Dakota faced criticism, but she continued to push forward, determined to break free from the character that made her famous. The need to reinvent herself has not been easy, especially with Hollywood's tendency to typecast actors in roles they have succeeded in before. Dakota's pursuit of complex, challenging roles has shown her determination to escape the image of Anastasia Steele and create her own legacy in Hollywood. Dakota Johnson's future in Hollywood looks bright as she continues to take on more diverse roles and prove her versatility. Whether it's acting, producing, or taking on new creative projects, Dakota's career is expanding beyond the boundaries of what people initially thought she could do. Her journey from a controversial role to one of Hollywood's rising stars is proof of her resilience and determination. The challenge now is whether Dakota can continue to evolve as an actress and leave behind the past that defined her early career. Only time will tell if she can break free from the 50 Shades stigma once and for all and build a lasting legacy as one of Hollywood's most respected actresses. Dakota Johnson's career is a testament to resilience and the fight to define one's identity in an industry that constantly tries to label you. Despite the hurdles she's faced, typecasting, media scrutiny, and public perception, Dakota has continued to prove her worth as a talented and versatile actress. The future holds immense possibilities for her as she continues to break free from her past and carve out a legacy that's uniquely her own.